in that silver and black. Talk about the game, so I'll be handing out cards and everything. I'll be at every Raider game. So.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Raider Nation. Okay, we should be good now. Please, somebody, anybody, for the love of God, tell me we're good. Somebody tell me the echo's gone. Everything is right. Please, pretty please. Before I start talking, I think everything's good. I only have it going on one particular now instead of two. Still got an echo? Oh, wow. Hold on. Audio settings. Let's go to the audio settings. Echo cancellation is on. On. Still got echoes. Man, what is going on? Hate from Ohio. Gutter boys in the building. Yeah, I'm gonna fix this echo. I don't know why it's happening. It doesn't make sense. On echo. Let's see. Why is there an echo? We're good now? Echo gone? No more echo? All right. No more echo. We are good. I'm hearing from my guy, we are good. So I'm going to accept that as we are good. Please tell me if we are not. Yeah. Everything looks good. If you are on Instagram, let me know if you cannot hear. As I've stated, yeah, I definitely. This is hilarious. This is going to be a great show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm starting from the top. I'm starting from all. It's back again. Jesus Christ. I don't know what's going on with my system today. Like I said, I guess it's on vacation again, too. I don't get it. Still echo. I don't understand what's going on today. Turk's having a rough one. Doesn't make sense. Latency, noise suppression, voice isolation. They both have echoes, but it should only be, yes, it's so one, I do have two. One is for vertical, one is for horizontal. But the echo should not exist, and that part I can't comprehend. Why? I don't have anything on for it to echo, so I gotta figure this part out. Before I bring on my favorite guest, one of my favorite guests, echo cancellation. Maybe that did it. That did it right there. It was gone for a while, now it should be gone. I hope it's gone. Hey, I see Live 3 in the building. Appreciate you for showing up. Hope you enjoy the show. If I can make sure we get the echo going. I don't want you guys having to listen to echo. That's not fun. But yeah, I appreciate you for subbing. Don't forget to like. And yeah, tell your friends and family, right? Let them all know. It's still back, huh? You guys still hear the echo? Or can I go through with my monologue? Because I'm doing it. This is going to be a long show tonight. It's unbearable. Damn. Hold on. Yep. Hold on. Yep. Where's the good? Oh man, I don't. You know what? Let's do this. this. Let's do this. Is that echo still there? Are we still hearing the echo? Are we still hearing the echo? Salute Nation. Eric Raiders haters. Hunter Eric is in the building. Real Raider Talk Nation, my guy. What's good, Turk? 805. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Is it still an echo, ladies and gentlemen? Is it still awful? We can't allow y'all to go through all this. Hopefully, finally, now we got it fixed, maybe? Yes, no, maybe so. Any takers? Looks like everything is good. My echo game is strong. I am starting to be defeated with this. I cannot understand why. Okay. Why is the echo? Shouldn't be echoing. Should be fine. Shout out to the chat, even with the worst of the worst times. I don't see where I have an issue with this one, honestly. I can't call it. Let's do this. All right. This one more time. See if it helps. This is my only last shot, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I have any other options without having to go back to the drawing board. And this is frustrating tonight. Tell you one thing, I'll make sure that I get this done the next time. Let's get it all on. Okay. Maybe now we're good. We got all the echoing away. I put the noise gate on. I put everything on that I could from my side. I think it should be gone. Somebody, anybody, everybody, scream. Let me know. Let Turk know before I keep going. Still an echo. Shout out to Damon. I'm a Chiefs fan. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. If we have a show, if I can't get rid of this echo, I don't want y'all having this echo. That's wild. But yeah. Anybody, let me know. We still got an echo. No echoes? I don't see anybody in Instagram either, so that's a little interesting. Well, still an echo. Damn. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the problem is today, ladies and gentlemen. Turk is having a very tough day today. I don't know if I'll be able to figure this out. Yeah, thanks, Eric. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. No effects.
Yes, virtual. It was off, right. Yeah, I wish I had a slider that I was using. I don't know what that was. All right, let's see. Allow for remote. Okay. Minute Wayne, yeah. Noise suppression, voice isolation. If I put them all on, I don't see how that'll help. I mean, Raider Nation, Jason, appreciate you for coming through. Yeah, I'm having a rough one today, buddy. We got echoing, and I don't want to move forward if I can't figure this out. Yeah. It's unfortunate on my end, but I'd rather cancel the show. Maybe we'll do a makeup tomorrow if I can't get this resolved, because nobody wants to listen to echo. I take it it's still echoing right now. Still echoing, yep. So, man, turn the mic off. I don't know.
That's turning the mic off. Now you can't hear me at all, right? I bet you can't hear anything.
Yeah, it sounds like the stadium broadcast. I don't know what's happening today. Yeah. Well, oh man, how do I figure this out? You know, guys, I think what we need to do. Now it's gone. The echo's gone now.
I didn't do anything, so this is why I'm confused. You hear me? But is the echo? Is it echoing still? Does it sound like a stadium still, Chris? Now it sound good.
I am so confused.
So no echo now, we good. Oh, so now it's good. Now it's good. Okay. Now it's good. Okay. So I just have to make sure. This is so strange. See, I saying still echoing. I turned it off. You know what, guys? This is just gonna be one of those days, one of those nights, and I'm gonna have to get this resolved. And wait, I see yes, thumbs up. So does that mean it's good? We good? We're good. Nobody has any issues. Yes. Okay. Now we're good. Let me see if bringing in my guy is going to work with this, because I don't know if he's going to be able to hear me in this state. So let's shout out my guy, Scott Bow, in the building. And I don't see you here. Oh. No, yeah, you should be here. What's up? We still good. I don't understand. There we go. Finally. Can you hear me, Scott? Scott can't hear me, ladies and gentlemen. And that's going to be my problem. Now I turn the mic on. And Scott, you can hear me now, right?
Yep, I got you now.
Yeah, I know, but they're going to say that I echo like that. I bet. The echo came back, right, ladies and gentlemen? And there's nowhere to turn it off.
Yeah, there's nowhere to turn it off. Still killer static in the background.
Yeah,
I needed to take more time to set this up, unfortunately. I didn't realize it was going to be this bad.
Dang, you busy tomorrow, Scott?
Not too busy for my friend, no.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Turf apologizes. We are going to reschedule this to turn the camera off on my.
There isn't one. There isn't a mic on my camera. I mean, I could do that. And I don't. Oh, you know what? That might be it. I bet that was it right there. I fixed it right there. Did I fix it, guys? I think we're good. If we are good, the show must go on. You would agree, right, Scott? The show must go on. I think we're good now. I think. We just need to hear from the masses. Good now. I get it. I figured it out. Steve Jones, family in the building. It only took 17 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I figured it out. I know exactly what the problem was. Man, I gotta tell y'all, this stuff can get complicated. Yeah, I know, and you guys were actually absolutely right. So I'm gonna give y'all a shout out. Everybody that said turn off the camera on the mic. I mean, turn off the mic on the camera. That's what I had to do because I used two different setups. So that way Scott can see me when I have the virtual on. And, you know, he knows what's going on from that respect. But, yeah, we figured it out. I apologize. But, yeah, we're diving right into it. I think a lot of people already kind of heard everything that we discussed, but we'll just quickly, briefly go over it, right? And I'll lead off. Yeah, I'll lead off. So first and foremost, no, I don't like that because you did a way better job. You lead off, man. You say what you had to say as far as when it came to AP, right?
Well, let me go take it from the top because I'm not going to restart and not re-shout out New Father Rundown. That
is right.
The Raider Syndicate, right?
That is right.
Congratulations,
Rundown for like the 5th time today.
I'm going to tell you what, brother. If your life was great before your baby got here, it's even better now. I'm so happy for you. Also, I want to shout out the people that are in the chat. As we just saw, technical support, whatever. But we're in that time of year where we have no more games to look forward to. Right. Training camp, none of that. We're still, weeks away from free agency. We're a month and a half away from the draft. And supporting channels like this, like Turf's channel, really does mean a lot, not just to Turf, but to the rest of us that like to gather in our community and talk about the things that we love and are passionate about. So, as Turf always says, chat lives matter.
Yes, sir. Chat lives matter.
Now, the last salute, and I've said this, there are going to be people that disagree with me, and this is one where I really do not care if they agree with me or not. Salute to Antonio Pierce. I know things have changed a lot since you and I last were able to get on this show together and talk. And one of the things that changed, obviously, was Antonio Pierce was let go. Right. But as for me, I'm keeping that same energy that I had season before last, week 18, at home against the Broncos when we beat them to close out the season. And I was in the black hole. Cammie was in the black hole, pumping our fists, chanting, AP, AP. The excitement you could feel in that stadium was absolutely electric. I was proud of him then. I'm proud of him now. I wish that he'd have gotten a second year. That's just how much I like the guy and the energy that he brings. But I know, we know you can't lose 10 games in a row and think you have job security. You can't lose for a full 3 calendar months in a row. And, it is what it is. And unfortunately, the move had to be made. It's behind us. I just want to take that minute to acknowledge and salute Coach Antonio Pierce because it's all love from here. And I hope he's feeling that love from Raider Nation wherever he goes and whatever he's doing. So salute, Coach.
Salute, AP. Antonio Pierce, man, I appreciate you. I also felt you should have got at least one more year. It is what it is. I hear he's off to Arizona. I don't know in what capacity. Because
he's back to Arizona? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's back at not Arizona State, but University of Arizona. But I'm not sure in what capacity, right? Because if you recall, he had issues from Arizona State violations and so forth.
He had those Jim Harbaugh issues.
Yeah, so I thought he was, you know what I'm saying, banned for a minute, but
Gotcha.
I'm not sure.
So,
shout out Billy Davis. Billy Davis in the building. What up, Raider Nation? Turk.
So obviously we put the Antonio Pierce stuff behind us, and we're kind of playing catch up, right? Because all of this stuff is played out over the last couple of months.
Correct.
We just haven't really had a chance to have a meeting of the minds about it. So then this one is, I don't know if it's going to be a particularly unpopular opinion, but all offseason I've been seeing Raider Nation, not all of them, but a good portion of them saying, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that Tom Brady's running things, right? And my opinion on that is this. What has Tom Brady, the executive, ever done? I'm not saying the man doesn't know football. Clearly he does. He's got a wealth of knowledge. He's got 20 years in the league. But as an executive, he's done nothing, absolutely nothing. And that's not to say that he can't. But I just go back to when John Elway took the executive position, administrative position, whatever it was, with the Denver Broncos.
Right.
And you know, it's like I say, he had a lot more strikeouts than he had home runs. You know, so
it took him forever. It took him forever in the day to get anywhere.
I'm not hating on Tom Brady in this role, but I'm very much wait and see because he's completely unproven. You know. Right. And then a little bit too, I'm still mad about the tuck rule. So there's that too.
We are mad about that tuck rule. And honestly, you said it. You said it perfectly, in my opinion. You know, this is my 5th time saying it tonight. Gots to. But I'm from the show me state, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I'll always have the optimistic side of me. I'll always lean towards that. But the bottom line is, until I see production out of somebody, I can't just automatically, you know, just give them their flowers, if you will. Kind of like what people are saying. You know, everybody's on the old, you know, Tom's in town, like that's all it takes. Nah, it's going to take a whole lot more than that. And I mean, that goes for Pete Carroll too, right?
Yeah.
He's another one. What's your thoughts? Yeah, I was going to say, before I say anything, I want you to get your thoughts out on that one.
I did kind of want to add something because you talked about, you know, kind of a loss of optimism. And You know me, I'm always an optimist. I'm not just a fan of the organization and the team. I'm a fan of the players. Whatever 53 make the roster, I'm cheering for every single one of them. So the other side of it is that during the season, right, I will always be optimistic, always, because if I can't be optimistic about an upcoming game, about the players on our team, man, I need a new hobby because I'm just going to be miserable all the time. But this is the doldrum of the NFL cycle right now, right? We're still away from free agency, all that kind of stuff. So now's the time to just, you know, we don't know what the plan is. We don't know who's being drafted, who's being signed, any of that stuff. We'll talk about that a little bit. But so now's the time when you just kind of cut it loose and go, you know what? I don't like that guy. I wouldn't sign him. You know what? I think he's great. You know, so I would say once the season rolls around, Turf, I hope you get your optimism back, brother.
Yeah, I hear you.
But go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's there. It's just I will no longer just openly lead with it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I'm definitely more hesitant now more than ever in terms of the optimism. And it's just honestly based on the reality of, you know, the dysfunction that we've had for the last
for sure
2 decades. I mean, you don't just have that kind of dysfunction and somebody comes along the way and just cleans it up in a year. I just don't see that happening. So
I'm glad you brought that up because here's what's going to be an unpopular opinion. All right.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm thrilled about Pete Carroll. Now listen, obviously has forgotten more football than you and I combined will ever know. Obviously, Super Bowl winner. He's got the accolades. I'm sure he's a brilliant coach. I'm sure he's a brilliant football mind. My objection is because I tell you, Turf, I have long been jealous of the coaching stability a team like the Steelers has.
Right.
You know, what if they had 3 head coaches?
Yep.
In their history, right? Meanwhile, Max Crosby is a young man. Max Crosby.
Yes.
John Gruden, Rich Bisaccia, Josh McDaniels, Antonio Pierce, and now Pete Carroll. He's a young man who's on his 5th head coach. So my problem with Pete isn't that I don't think he can coach. It isn't that I don't think he can be a leader of men. It is that he's 73 years old. We're looking for a new coach in 3 years, bro.
That's a very good possibility. I can't disagree with you there.
So, like I think I said before, is maybe I was unrealistic, and maybe I was hoping for a unicorn. I was hoping for that guy that could come in and, hey, he's the coach for the next decade.
Right.
And if we know anything, we know Pete's not that.
Nope.
Unfortunately. He's a very likable guy, too. I enjoyed his press conference he did with Spytek. I love the fact that Max seemed energized to meet him, right? Because that's going to be important.
100%.
But I just look at it and I go, is he the head coach in 4 years? I don't think so. So that's why I'm kind of down on this choice.
I mean, and that's a valid take. That's a fair take. I mean, how many coaches are out there coaching this long and still getting it done, especially at this level? I mean, if anybody can do it, it's Pete, and he shows he has the energy. But again, I just have to say, as far as I'm concerned, I just need to see it. I mean,
sure.
What I do think we get out of him, and it's because of the return of PG, Patrick Graham, in the building. Shout out to Patrick. I think you're going to get that stability. I think our defense actually takes another step. I mean, if it weren't for the injuries last year, I think our defense would have ranked way better than it did. And adding Pete to this, I don't think that's a problem. I think that's actually doing you a favor. You know what I mean? Like, because I think that is what they're doing, right? Chip Kelly, that's a problem if they're looking at him possibly being, the head coach in these 3 to 4 years that you're referring to. But if it's PG, I don't know. I would like that. And he reminds me of a Pete Carroll, but not in that, in that way of how Pete Carroll is up. He's more cerebral, more laid back, one of those silent assassin type guys. That's what PG is. But yeah.
So I tell you what, this is as far as we've made it. Turf, this is as far as we've made it. So before we transition to the next thing, is there anything, what's going on in the long-suffering chat?
Yeah, exactly, right? Let's check it out, man. We got West Philly Black in the building. Are the Raiders getting Deebo Samuels? I don't think so. I don't. That doesn't seem like a good fit to me for a lot of reasons. What do you think?
I don't think so, because I think the Niners are, I don't know, man. It depends, right? Like, think back many, many years ago, nobody thought that the Patriots could have got Randy Moss from us for a 4th-round pick.
Right. Exactly.
If the San Francisco 49ers are like, hey, we're having a fire sale, man, I'm not going to turn down a weapon like Deebo. But do I think that that's something that we would aggressively pursue? I don't think so. Right. But then again, honestly, Chip Kelly's offense better than I do. Is a Deebo type of player a linchpin to a Chip Kelly offense?
Right. No, that's a great take. I don't see us taking Deebo for several reasons, like you said. Don't worry, Jeff. I got you, man. I don't know what Deebo. It's just not a fit anywhere. If you think, you know what I mean? I just don't even, you know what I mean? As far as the Chip Kelly offense, I don't see any of the guys that he would resemble there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, that and the other part of it is, now that I think about it, is that if you look at John Spytek, I mean, everybody's going to say, oh, he was instrumental with Chris Godwin, right? So they're going to think receiver. But if you look at what he does, he builds the trenches.
Yes.
Right. And if you look at, again, we'll transition into, I got free agency I want to talk about next.
Absolutely.
But do I think that he's going to prioritize getting a Deebo Samuel after, especially walking into a team that has 1,000 yards out of Brock Bowers, 1,000 yards out of Jacoby Myers?
Right.
Meanwhile, we had one 100-yard rusher this year. Do I think we're gonna commit a lot of our assets, whether it's cap or draft capital, to getting a Deebo? I don't think so. It doesn't make sense to me.
Nope. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, would it be nice if he fits? I mean, yeah, possibly. You know what I mean? But yeah, it would. There's no where I see him. I don't even see Deebo on many other teams in general. See, and I think me and Jeff, we really fall in line here. I don't know. I just think that's where he fits best based on how they do things, man.
You know what team he'd be dangerous as hell on?
Who's that?
The Ravens.
Yeah. Now that is something I see. You're absolutely right. That would be catastrophic for the league, for the AFC. I agree. I would be nervous over that. That offense, that you just hit it right on the head. There's no better place for him outside of San Francisco than to go play with the great Mr. Lamar Jackson.
The greatness of Lamar Jackson and the agelessness of Derrick Henry. Jesus.
Yes, exactly. Space Beast is in the building. My guy, man. I haven't seen Space in a while, man. Glad you came through. Hope you enjoy the show, man. I see Robert Pena's in the building. We got everybody here, man. Yaya. I don't know if I shouted you out, man. I know you've been helping out. As always, man. Appreciate you for coming through, showing up. We got a lot to talk about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot to talk about. Go ahead.
If we're going to move into free agency, let's start by talking about our free agents, right? You make the point that bringing PG back means, all the people are coming off of IR and everything's going to get better. But when you look at the list of our impending free agents, there's a lot of them. And, there's just a lot of them, and a lot of them are key pieces. At every level. If you remember last year, I was pounding the table for a man named Adam Butler.
Yes, you were.
And a lot of people didn't know, but they didn't think it was that big a deal. A lot of people, but Adam Butler was an absolute baller again this year.
100%.
Now, but you look at Butler, you look at Spillane as a free agent, you look at Trayvon Merrick as a free agent, Chason, Kuntz, Janaris Robinson. I think when you add it up, I think we have 5 defensive linemen going into free agency.
Yeah, so you probably can't see it right now, but I have the list up.
Okay.
We have exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have 5 defensive tackles up, ladies and gentlemen. 5.
So
now
here's where
one quick second, because you know how we get down. Christopher Raiders, my main man, bro. Always here, always supporting, man. I really, really appreciate it, man. Thank you for the gifts, man. Thanks for the membership gifts out there. If you're new to the show, please don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the show, man. I really do. Space Beast says Doge is coming for our roster. Don't get me started, man. Hey, are we selling Kuntz short? Pigs in the building. I think people are selling Kuntz short. Man, let's talk about it. So we just going to go from the top to the bottom, man. Dang, I wish you could see this. But yeah, we got, so I'm going to just read from left to right. We got Amir Abdullah, Harrison Bryant, Adam Butler, and Le'Veon Chasen. Those are the first top 4. I feel like they have these people listed in order for a reason of importance, but
yeah, it's alphabetical, bro.
Yeah, it is. It's alphabetical order. Nah, so look, because some people, they don't like Amir Abdullah.
But I'm going to come back to Amir. I want to talk about my guy, Adam Butler.
Yeah, let's talk about him.
Now, here's the thing. I just saw Adam Butler did an interview in the last day or two, and he said it would be a dream come true to come back. He said that he loves the Raiders. He doesn't want to go anywhere else, right? Which is all the stuff we want to hear.
Correct.
But here's the problem. He also said, even though I love the Raiders, I'm a man. I'm not going to be taken advantage of. So this is a man. I don't think they've talked. I didn't get the impression that they had talked contract yet, but this is certainly a man who's going to test his market value, right? Well, I think his market value is pretty good because you've got that up there, but I've also got a list of pending NFL free agents, and you could argue strongly that Adam Butler is the best interior defensive lineman available in free agency, bar none. So he loves it here. He wants to come back. I'm hopeful that we can get something done. By the same token, I mean, shoot, I'm a man too. If I'm being offered this here at a place that I love, but I'm getting offered this here, knowing I'm 30 years old, how long is my football career last? I need to get the bag so I can set my family up for life, man. I want Adam Butler back so bad. You know, I've been talking about Butler for, since last year, saying we needed to re-sign him.
Absolutely.
So I'm hopeful. I'm fingers crossed on Adam Butler.
Well, I got to give Pigs some love here because he brings up a great point. Biggest issue for paying D linemen free agents is the sheer volume of D linemen that are in this particular draft. This draft is stacked. It's stacked.
Well, and the other thing with paying Adam Butler is even though he went out in Game 5, we broke open the piggy bank last year for Christian Wilkins.
Yes.
And we also got to redo Max's contract. He's been chirping about no guaranteed money left.
Correct.
So, in terms of I want to see it. I'm an Adam Butler fan. I want to see it. Will it happen? I think it's a toss-up.
Right. And that's what I agree with. I think you hit it right on the head. It's a toss-up. It really depends on how free agency plays out, right? Because you got to remember, he's an unrestricted free agent. So that means he can do what he pleases. He doesn't have to ask anybody for permission or wait for permission. Somebody can pick him up today, and he can say peace.
So let's stick with the defensive line. And now you've got, and this is an argument I was kind of making in chat the other day. You got Clavon Chason and you got Malcolm Kuntz.
Yes.
Now, Malcolm Kuntz had an incredible half of a season once AP took over. Right? And then right before the season had a catastrophic knee injury that left him out for the whole year.
Yes.
So he's a little bit of an unknown. It's not like Malcolm Kuntz, it's the Malcolm Kuntz where you go, we got to let him come back from injury because he's got 3 straight seasons of 12 sacks. He's not that guy.
Nope.
Right? And I say that I'm a fan. I'm a fan, and I think his potential is depending on his medicals, his potential to be ahead of him.
It's high.
But then you've also got Chason, who came over in a midseason trade and had the best year of his life. He got the sacks he got with the Raiders equal the sacks he got in the 4 previous years. Yep. So, and with the comment from chat about it being a really deep D-line draft, I mean, do you want to bring both back? Do you want to bring back one or the other based on contract? Do you want to let them both walk and restock in the draft because you believe in Tyree Wilson?
Right. No, that's a great question. I mean, only problem with that one is who believes in Tyree Wilson?
Patrick Graham.
You think so? Crosby. You know what, man? I agree, though. This is why I love having you on the show, man, because you're absolutely right. They've always stuck up for him.
Mm-hmm.
They've always, you know what I mean, given him the best encouragement you can imagine.
And think about this. Think about this too. This would be Tyree going into year 3, right?
Yep.
Okay, let me ask you something. What was Malcolm Kuntz's rookie year like?
Yeah, it was not good.
What was Malcolm Kuntz's second year like? Nothing. Right?
Great point.
I mean, so, people are already burying Tyree. Me too at times. I get frustrated watching some games, right? But don't forget that as we're going, we got to get Malcolm Kuntz back. Malcolm Kuntz and Tyree Wilson, I haven't looked up their stats, but I wonder what Kuntz's first 2 years and Tyree's first 2 years look like side by side.
Right. That's a
I
great.
can't imagine they're that different.
Right. Hey, and Christopher Rader, shout out to my man. Kuntz value is at $20 million.
Yeah.
I don't see how we pay that after injury. How?
And after again, got to redo Max, and we just paid Christian Wilkins.
Where's all of it coming from?
Yeah. So let's see who else we got on this list that I care quite a bit about.
Harrison
to Amir Abdullah.
Yeah, Amir Abdullah.
I love Amir Abdullah.
Me too.
I always have because you need someone to do pass pro. He's your guy. You need somebody to make a play on third down. He's your guy. But guess what else? You need someone to cover a kickoff. He's always down there with his nose in it.
Absolutely.
So I like Amir Abdullah a lot. But to me, it's going to come down to this. Our running game was awful, right? Everybody knows that.
Horrible.
So, and on top of that, it's not just Amir that's a free agent. It's also Alexander Madison. We still have Zamir White under contract, but he was given plenty of chances. I like the kid. I'm still going to root for him. But do I have faith in him? Do I want to roll into week 1 with Zamir again? I don't.
Absolutely.
Honestly. So to me, with Amir, it comes down to this. It comes down to, the running game stunk. So is your plan to fix it through free agency or the draft? If you're going to do it through free agency, you're going to bring in a guy like Aaron Jones. You're going to bring in a Najee Harris. You're going to bring in one of those guys, maybe a Raheem Mostert, right? Maybe.
Okay. I can see that one. I mean, liking that one.
And if you do that, then I don't know that you necessarily bring Amir back. But if your plan is, hey, let's get a running back in the second round, third round, fourth round, wherever, first round even, if they go to Ashton Genty. If you bring in a rookie running back and that's going to be your guy, you re-sign Amir Abdullah immediately. Because the first thing that everybody says rookie running backs have problems with is pass pro. And
Absolutely.
we know Amir can
100%.
do that. Lights out, he can do that.
100%.
And it's such an underrated thing in running backs. Let's also not forget that Amir Abdullah is our only 100-yard rusher.
The whole season.
The whole season. And the only time he started, he did it. You're like, man, we should have started with the guy. But that pass pro is, it's why, let's go back a little bit. It's why I love Jalen Richard. Jalen Richard would pick up the blitz and he would stick his nose in there. And Amir is that guy. He's like that. So if the plan is, okay, to heck with it, let's go with, again, a Jones, a Harris, a whoever, then okay, maybe it becomes a lower priority. But if we're going with a rookie running back that we think is going to be the guy out of the draft, you sign Amir Abdullah tomorrow.
I agree, because not only do you sign him for the comfort. See, this is the thing, and I can bring this in because I'm seeing it. I mean, it is so clear as day. All I can tell y'all is college gymnastics, it is the ultimate team sport. It really is, based on how things are done. You know what I mean? And everybody having to, be prepared. I got the greatest story. It wasn't the greatest for my daughter. But as far as the team is concerned, her grips broke during practice. You can't do bars without grips. She didn't have a second pair. You can't borrow somebody else's grips. You got to break them in. It takes days, right? Somebody had to come and step in and get a 9-8 or better. Somebody had to replace that score.
Right.
There is no, woe is me. If you're going to compete and get to the, and sure enough, what are you going to count on, ladies and gentlemen? Another freshman? No, you're going to count on your veterans, the people that have been there, the people that have had to step up and do that in the past. That is Amir Abdullah. That's why he got the burn he got, because it became, you're the last one we got, man. And they clearly didn't trust the kid from New Hampshire, right? They finally started to, give my guy, Sincere McCormick, some burn. But it took them a long time. Why? Because it's not that easy to just throw people in there like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You absolutely have to have that trust. You have to have seen it throughout the week. There's just so much I can talk about when it comes to that. So that's where I'm at with it. Everybody's talking about get rid of everybody and just bring in a bunch of rookies. I don't see that making any sense at all. They have nobody to lean on to. There's no rookie no veteran to show them the ropes. I mean, it's almost like our defensive backs, room.
Look, let's go back to AP last year. They asked kind of late in preseason, Amari Gaynor is flashing, but he hasn't really gotten any run at training camp, or not that many reps. Is he one of those guys? I'm paraphrasing. Is he one of those guys that he doesn't show in practice, but he shows up on game day? And AP said if it doesn't show in practice, it won't show up on game day because he's not getting on the field.
Bingo.
So, but that actually, going to pending free agents, a guy that I absolutely love. I'm a huge fan of his. And let me shout out, by the way, I met his fiance and his auntie, and they are the two loveliest, kindest women in the world. I'm talking about our guy, Divine Diablo. I'm a fan. I'm 100% a fan of him and his family. But I look at it, and logically, I go, I think they let him walk, and I think that they expect either Bernie or Gaynor to step into that role.
Right.
It's honestly what I think, and it sucks because, like I said, I do like the guy. I'm a fan of the guy, but that's how I see that one going. But let's go to our other linebacker, Captain Robert Spillane, right? Unrestricted free agent. Yes. He's been a tackling machine. He's really. He went from being not an every down backer with the Steelers to being a captain and one of the top 5 in tackles year after. And Patrick Graham has been quoted as saying words to the effect of, Robert Spillane is my ears, my eyes, my voice on that field. So, and Spillane has said that he really wants to come back. I think that gets done. Yeah. I really think that gets done. If it doesn't, boy, I'd love to see Dre Greenlaw. But I think Robert Spillane, I think that gets done. I think he gets done early, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree. There's no way they don't get that deal done. It would be a sad day in Raider Nation if they didn't get that done. Shout out to Chris for Raiders. Trade Zamir for a ham sandwich, chips, and a Diet Coke. Yeah, that's pretty rough. I don't disagree with you.
But let me ask you, Chris, do you think you could get that much? I'm a fan of the guy, but his trade value is nowhere.
It is nowhere.
Nowhere.
He's going nowhere. He's going nowhere. So, a lot of people are saying there's super seniors in the draft class with a ton of experience. Pigs, you know better, man. You know better, Pigs. There, no rookie coming out of college. I don't care what kind of super rookie they are. Nope, I'm not hearing it. They're not just ready out the gate. And that even goes for the superstars. I mean, did Jahmyr Gibbs come out the gate just killing it? No, they eased him in, right? I don't see that one.
See also Chris Weinke, right?
Right. Yes.
But see who else? Another big one, Trayvon Merrick.
That is huge.
Now
we got bombs all over the place.
Yeah, Nate Hobbs.
Nate Hobbs.
Marcus Epps.
Yes, that's another one, man. We got problems.
He's still a young cat too, and he was a team leader before he got hurt.
Yeah.
I would tell you that I think in any other offseason, I would think that Trayvon Merrick has to be your first or second priority to take care of. Right. As safety, years in Graham's scheme, he's shown success. He's gotten better every single year. The only downside is one, he is at or near the very top of this safety class of free agents. So there's going to be bidding war potentially. But the other thing is, if you go after that top one or two, there's still a lot out there that's not that big a drop off.
Right.
In terms of talent, right? I mean, scheme fit, whatever, but in terms of just talent and accomplishments, it's pretty deep at safety for free agents.
Very.
Very deep. So I don't know. Nate Hobbs, man, I love Nate Hobbs.
That's my guy, man. You talk about free agent. I mean, meeting family and stuff. Mm-hmm. I give the story about Nate Hobbs' little sis all the time in VIP. And that was when we were in LA for the Chargers game, and that's where I got my hat signed by our old guy. Man, I feel so bad, Hunter Renfro, man. He came out. Yeah, but his sister, the whole family, man. Nate Hobbs is a dog. I like the way he plays, all of that good stuff. He's not somebody you're gonna just replace in that position. I think it's harder to replace than corner. I think slot is harder to replace than corner. So
let me ask you, man, how much are you going to pay him, and what's the expectation of how many games he's going to play?
Right.
That's my only problem with him. And it's because he's physical as hell, which we love.
Yep.
That comes with the dings and cuts and bruises that go along with being that guy.
Yes.
So
you're absolutely right.
I got to tell you, Nate Hobbs is the one where I look at and I go, you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I would not be mad at all. I'm a fan of the guy. Wouldn't be mad at all, but I don't know. Let me tell you this too, though, because you said Nate is your guy.
Yes.
I was bragging earlier about how I was pounding the table last offseason for Adam Butler.
Yeah.
You tried to set me right on Ja'Cory Bennett, man, and I didn't believe you.
It wasn't me, man, because, hey, look, I actually had to give in myself. Ja'Cory, JB, that's Chris's boy, man. That's Protect the Shield.
Out Chris,
man.
because I'm telling you, before he got hurt,
that's him, and
before he got hurt, Ja'Cory Bennett wasn't just playing good football. If you go look at the numbers and the completion percentage against him and all of those things, he was playing lockdown football.
Lights out football. Football.
So I was trying to give you props, but hey, props to you, Chris.
Exactly.
Right. I was wrong.
Yep. And props where props are due. You're absolutely right. I believe him and Leo both. They liked him. It was Rundown and I that was giving him the stink eye.
Gotcha. So that's pretty much, we don't have to hit necessarily every name, although I will say, as a restricted free agent, another guy, I had a chance to meet his mom, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Who was just so sweet and could not have been prouder of her son. That just shone through.
Yeah.
As I don't know if he's restricted or if he's exclusive rights, but after he got a chance to get in there with some consistency, I thought Jordan Meredith had a pretty damn good year.
Isn't that our guard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I wasn't happy with our guard play.
No one was.
Right, meaning basically Parham, I mean, it didn't work out for him this year. I don't know if it was the scheme, right? It was all over the place, man. Our offensive line was just all over the place.
What happened to your camera, brother?
Oh, yeah. I'll switch it. It's no worries. 1 second.
No, I mean, I agree. And like I wasn't happy with necessarily with how Parham played. I
Right.
wasn't happy with Cody Whitehair, how he played.
Right.
I'll be honest with you, brother. I wasn't happy with how JPJ played at guard. I want him to stay at center.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and actually that brings me to the next kind of transition. Unless we want to hit and see what the chat's up to before
Yes,
we
sir.
move. Now we'll go.
Raiders Fool Chris, just subscribe. First time watching, my man. I appreciate you. Hope you enjoy the show. And yes, please don't forget to subscribe and like everybody else on this channel. Yeah, Chris for Raiders, he says keep Meredith for emergency purposes.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be upset with that because we need depth, right? And maybe that's something that he can do. As far as getting up to speed and at least giving somebody a breather, things along those lines. But yeah, I take him over who you guys are looking at right now on the screen, and that's Cody Whitehair. I don't want Cody Whitehair. Yeah, I don't like him. I don't think he did well. And since we're talking about it, Andres Pete, terrible. Another one. I mean, those two guys. I mean, I would be shocked if they get picked back up. I wouldn't understand that. I wouldn't understand.
Especially in Andres Pete's case, when you consider really how DJ Glaze outperformed anybody's expectations.
Yes.
He wasn't dominant. It wasn't like, hey, this is the second coming of Lincoln Kennedy or whoever your favorite right tackle is. But to come in after going through all the training camp, after going through as a depth piece,
right,
and then all of a sudden, what was it, week 4, week 5? Thayer goes out, he comes in, and he never gives the job back.
Never.
As a third-round pick. Props to DJ Glaze, man. He low-key had a great year.
I agree. And shout out to Jason Marshall in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Need to start looking for left tackle replacement soon. Miller not getting any younger. So check this out. This is now where Turf gives his unpopular take. I can't stand Colton Miller. Only offensive lineman that I can't stand worse. Andre James. I want Andre James gone yesterday, and I hope he takes this guy with him. I thought that previous to last year, before the season started, that we should have traded him while he still had high value. If we would have traded him before that injury, or I should say after that injury, before he started playing this year, I think we could have got a decent return. And when I say decent, I mean, possibly a second string, right? I mean, a second round pick, a decent return. I don't think you're getting that now. I'll be shocked if you get a 4th rounder for him. I'll be shocked. And I mean, Turf. Chat, tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all think we're getting better than a 4th round pick for him? What do you think? Scott?
I think you're out of your mind.
I love it. I love it.
With all the other issues we have on the offensive line, even if you think Colton Miller's on the downside of his career, he's still a solid, reliable piece. You know what you get with him. You've got JPJ, who was coming off his rookie year at center. You've got DJ Glaze coming off his rookie year at center. You have no guards. You're gonna trade away Colton Miller for what? How are you gonna replace him?
I mean, that's the thing. It depends. I mean, is there someone out in free agency? I honestly don't know. Usually, there's not much, right? When it comes to
not for a left tackle of that's not. You're not gonna every 4th game go, he's a freaking turnstile, right? I will say this with DJ Glaze putting a lock on right tackle.
Right.
I like Thayer as a swing tackle.
Yeah. Mumford.
Don't forget, not this season, the season before, he started 2 games at left tackle. And he went up against Khalil Mack
Right.
who had earlier in the season beaten us for 6 sacks by himself. And I think the next week he went up against one of the Bosa boys. I could be wrong. Somebody can double check me on that. But in his 2 starts, he went up against a couple of serious pass rushers, and he didn't give up a sack. So I kind of like Thayer in that swing tackle spot.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. And Jason, 2, maybe 3 solid good years left for Miller. Need to look for someone to groom replacement backup. I agree
with. I agree. We need to start. We need to start thinking about life beyond Colton Miller. I just think you're nuts if you want it to happen this year, Turf.
Right. So look, we're going to end this segment, right? Because we got way more to talk about. I just want to go through each one of them and let's get a yes or no, right? As far as what we expect and what we think. So we're going to go down the line and get everybody. Amir Blue, do you bring him back?
No, because I pick up Najee Harris or Aaron Jones.
Gotcha. I'm going to say yes because I think you're going to pick up a ton of rookies, and he will be there to mentor and guide that main rookie that main guy.
Yeah, if we go that direction, I'm 100% on board with you.
Right. Harrison Bryant at tight end.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. I want him yesterday. So, yeah, I agree. Adam Butler.
You know I'm a yes. That's my guy.
I'm a yes with you too. Now, Le'Veon Chason.
Yes.
I'm a yes too, and I'm a strong yes because I'm nervous about what we're going to have to deal with when it comes to.
I just think he's not going to get $20 million a year.
No. You know? Well, he can't expect that. He can't expect that. So, Devon Diablo.
Breaks my heart. No.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see him coming back. I just don't see it. Marcus Epps.
No.
Wow. I agree. I think somebody's going to come get him. I think he's nervous about his position with Morgan and Smith and Palomar.
I mean, Polamalu is another guy, seemed to get better. It's why I'm saying no. I like Marcus Epps, but I think he had a pretty significant injury that's going to reduce his value in a safety-heavy free agent class. So somebody's going to come get him, offer him the most cash, or offer him a chance to start. He's still young. If he comes back from the injury, he's still got a long career ahead of him. I just don't. I know. I think Polamalu is going to be the guy.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree, man. Nate Hobbs. No? Damn, no. I want Nate back, but
I think that JB comes back.
Right.
And I think we find out who DeCameron Richardson is.
Yeah, well, it brings me to our next guy, Darnay Holmes, cornerback.
No, Darnay Holmes, I liked him. He made some plays in limited action. Do you bring him back? Yeah, as a depth piece.
Right.
So yeah.
Yep. I would bring him back too. John Jenkins.
Big Jank, the thick 6. But he'll also be, I think, third. I advocated to bring him back for this past season, but I don't think I can again. I mean, it's one thing to go, 35. It's another when you're like, hey, creeping up on 36, 37. I'm a fan of the guy, but Father Time is undefeated. And,
absolutely.
And you don't want to, you want to move on one season too soon, not one season too late.
Yep. I agree. John Jenkins gone. Here's the big one. Malcolm Kuntz.
No.
Wow.
I love Malcolm Kuntz. I'm a huge fan of Malcolm Kuntz. If he had more than just a half of a great season, and if he hadn't had a catastrophic knee injury, and if they weren't projecting him to make $20 million a year,
that's crazy.
I would bring him back in a heartbeat. Right. And it's no bad blood. It's no ill will. Young man, go get your money.
Right.
But no, I would rather bring Chason back and see how much he continues to develop. Because remember, he was only with us. He was an in-season trade.
Right. No, absolutely. Late in-season trade. Yeah.
Yeah, and then see if, is Raider Nation wrong about Tyree? Is Raider Nation wrong and Max Crosby and Patrick Graham right? I'm willing to roll those dice.
Right. No, I agree. Tony Chef in the building. What's cracking, Tony? Good to see you. Did everyone see Adam Butler interview with Hondo? Gotta re-sign this vet. I agree. I mean, there's no way you don't sign Butler back. I mean, you put Butler next to Wilkins, right? And then you got a guy Max and Kuntz if he can. So that's my thing. Kuntz, I'm taking him as long as he takes a deal, a friendly deal. It's a prove-it deal. You said, catastrophic. That can't do it. So let's go on to the next. Terrace Marshall Jr., the wide receiver, number 80. He said no quickly.
No.
Yeah. Again, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he did make some good catches, but I didn't see anything that sparked my interest.
He did, but here's the thing: is that wide receiver 1, 2, and 3 are arguably going to be Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, DJ Turner. Right. The truth is, and I like both of them, especially DJ Turner, who is just about the nicest guy in the world. But those two ought to be coming out of the slot.
Right.
So do I think that if we bring back Terrace Marshall, that he's going to take over wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2 on the boundary, and I feel good about that going into a season? No. So, yeah, he's a no. No,
I agree. Alexander Madison.
Started the year hot. What did he score? 4 of our first 5 touchdowns?
Yeah.
I like the guy, but I already said I'd be the one bringing in Najee or bringing in Jones. So it's a no.
Yeah, it's an absolute no for me as well. So Trayvon Moehrig.
Yes.
100%. 100%. Andres Pete, no reason to even discuss it. No. Janarius Robinson, no reason to discuss him.
Practice squad.
Gone. Robert Spillane.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly. The exact opposite of what we're discussing. Yes,
I'm sitting here going on and on about Adam Butler. I love the guy, but Spillane might be the most important guy to re-sign.
I agree, man. I can't deny that, man. I can't deny that. And then last but not least, that guy Cody Whitehair.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me stop sharing the screen if I can figure it out. Why can't I close this?
Hey, Turf.
Yes, sir.
Chat lives matter. I'll be right back.
Yes, I got you. I got to find a way to close this. There it is. Stop sharing. My bad. There we go. So, yeah, chat lives matter. Let's read into this, man. Let's see what people have to say. Tone said probably get another DT in this draft. I don't disagree with that, Tone. I could totally see that 100%. Probably getting more than one, to be honest. This draft is deep, right? Super deep. Pigs. I don't think Kuntz will get another team offer for 20. I don't understand how. If he does, I mean, man, you got one hell of an agent, brother. Like, I'm talking, one of the majors. Christopher Raiders, I believe Jeff, New England Boosters, said this as well, though. Denver's Ian Moore. That's dangerous. That's a little scary right there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure we are ready to deal with that. I don't know. If we lose Moore, that means we have to bring back we'd have to bring back Epps, I would think, because now you just got, you know what I mean, Palomao. That's not going to be good. So, yeah. I don't know. Jeff thinks he's going to get a huge offer outside. Are you talking about Moehrig? Yeah. Jeff thinks the Moehrig won't be back. That's a rough one. Yeah. I don't know. I want him back. Raiders fool Chris says no on Madison. I agree, man. I totally agree. And yes, Madison was force-fed those TDs, 100%. He had one memorable play on that pass he took for a decent TD, and that was pretty much it. I agree. I don't disagree at all there. No on Marshall. Chris, I agree, man. Absolutely agree. Jason Marshall. Pete make Tyree Wilson break out. This defense can be lethal. See, and that's where, I'm leaning on y'all with that one because I still don't have any faith. I don't have any faith in Tyree. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm from the show me state right now. Jason also says Terrace Marshall untapped. Bring him in camp. See what he has. I don't disagree with it. I just don't. Again, from what I saw this season, is he a 1 or 2? Like a solid 1 or 2? I don't see it. I just don't see it. So yeah, I wouldn't bring him back. You know what I mean? Like you say, maybe practice, right? Something like that. Get him in camp, see if he can make the cut. But I don't think he's going to make that cut, man. I just don't see it. So Jeff says Mason Graham, defensive tackle at 6. If they screw the quarterback. I agree. I wouldn't mind if we get one of the best defensives of all time, you know, based on our selection with defensive tackles in this draft, starting with the number 6 pick and winning games 6-3. I'll take it. Every day of the week, twice on Sundays. We got Tony Schaff. So, man, how much of our salary cap goes towards the players we keep? Over half? What a fabulous question. That is a badass question. I don't know if it makes sense to do all that. See, it depends. Scott, do you think we have a team that can win? Be honest with yourself. I'm show me state. So, do you honestly think we have a chance, kind of like the Washington Commanders? Do you think we have the ability to do that if we get a quarterback that can facilitate like a Jaden Daniels, if you will, and bring that spark? Do you think we have a team that can do that?
Not without 2 new guards and a running game.
Yeah.
I mean, defensively, we know what happened to defense last year. Defensively, everybody got hurt. I mean, and it was an epidemic. You know, Max Crosby missed games. Malcolm Kuntz missed a year. Christian Wilkins only lasted 5 weeks. Judge Corian Bennett, he didn't last half a season. Marcus Epps lasted 2 games. Yep. Diablo missed time. I mean, Hobbs missed time. I mean, I think defensively, I'll go this far with it. You look at who we've got on our defensive line, and you look at what Philadelphia was just able to do. Okay? A healthy Max Crosby, a healthy Christian Wilkins, Adam Butler, a healthy Malcolm Kuntz. I mean, we're not the Eagles. That's not what I'm saying. Right. But I'm saying, do we have talent on that defensive line if they can stay healthy? Yes. Do we have a talent in the secondary if they stay healthy? Epps, Merrig, JB, Jack Jones. Pete, by the way, I'm glad this came up. This offseason and towards the end of last year, people like to shit on Jack Jones. Just remember this. He's been with the Raiders for 1.5 seasons. He already has 3 pick sixes for us. Now, yeah, he's a gambler. Yeah, he's gonna get burned from time to time. But you accept that because if he can take it to the house for you, if he even has that ability, Jack Jones, I'm a fan. Jack, if this ever gets to you, don't listen to him.
I like it, bro. I used to be a Jack Jones fan, but my fears on him came true, meaning, he kind of put his boss behind the 8 ball. He made it a little rough there with the business decisions, right? Things along those lines. And I felt bad for AP having to deal with that because that should have been the last thing. Yeah. Knowing that the amount of chances, right? The risk he took, all those, situations. I felt bad. But I'm not gonna be mad if he stays because we need the talent. I'm not gonna lie. That's my biggest thing. I think the kid is a hothead or he can cause yes, I do think he can cause problems.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
a story. I was the Atlanta Falcons game. It was my birthday. So we splurged. We got really nice tickets. We got the kind of tickets where you could yell at the players and they hear you.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah.
in that game, again, I'm a huge Jack Jones fan. In that game, it seemed like he was upset and couldn't get out of his head.
Right.
It really did.
Right.
And if you've coached anything at any level, you tell the kids, hey, the last play doesn't matter. The next play doesn't matter. This play is the only thing that matters. And that particular night, I don't know the guy. I didn't have a conversation with him from body language and facial expressions. It seemed like he couldn't get it. He couldn't let it go.
Nope.
Honestly, is what it seemed like.
Yep. And that's an unfortunate situation. And Christopher Raiders, I agree with you. Not now, Tur. We can compete in 2 years. That's exactly how I feel. I think year 3 is when we will. No, so when I say compete, Scott, I mean actually compete every year. You're pretty much in the playoff. Playoffs is an automatic. We're talking about, are we going to compete and at least now start vying for that AFC chip?
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
With 2 better guards and a running back on offense.
Yeah. Yeah. I
2
mean,
guards.
it's possible.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's why I get nervous about a guy like Malcolm Kuntz when they're saying he's going to need $20 million. You know who else is going to need $20 million? That 26-year-old guard from the Chiefs.
Yes.
Who's among the best in the business. I'd rather spend the money there.
I agree.
Well, also in free, there's 2 young guards from the Steelers, both hitting free agency.
Right.
What I would do, I would not go into the draft trying to draft a starting offensive guard. You've already got 2 second-year men there. You put an established 6, 7, 8-year veteran at both guard positions. And I think we see a ton of improvement.
Yes.
No,
I agree. I agree with that.
I mean, last year you saw it with Gardner Minshew, and by God, far be it from me to make any excuses for Gardner Minshew. But as the weeks went by, everybody saw he was playing scared. But the reason he was playing scared is because he had no time. He had no guards.
Nothing.
Right? Like I said, that's why you don't get rid of Colton Miller. It's why you supplement. You've got JPJ, who I thought looked damn good as a center. You got DJ Glaze, who looked good last year. Imagine what that second-year leap is going to look like, we hope, knock on wood. Right. You put 2 experienced guards there, it could change everything, I think.
No, I agree.
There's other things that we need, obviously, like what's that one position? Quarterback. We need one of those. We need one of those.
Yeah, we need one bad.
But I'm saying if you have 2, you bring in that Trey Smith for $21 million or whatever he's supposed to get a year, whatever they're projecting, right? Make him the highest paid guard in the league. Fine, do it. We happen to have a lot of cap room. Do it.
Yep.
Right? Bring in another guard, retain Meredith to be that guy. Somebody got a ding, somebody, whatever.
Yep.
I think even if we trot out the same quarterbacks, they'll look better than they did last year.
I agree, man. And a lot of people know that. I'm not against AOC starting, man.
Oh, I know.
That is going to piss some folks off, boy. Trust me. I know that is not the take anybody cares to hear.
So my thing is that, with better luck with health on the defensive side,
right,
I think things go differently. And Jesus, if we had some guards, because say what you will about Colton Miller, he's not in the bottom half of the league.
No.
Okay.
No, I agree.
JPJ looked good. We hope is ascending. Glaze. And that's one thing that I'm really happy about with John Spytek is that's his MO, is to build through the trenches.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that now we're just I kind of planned out we're going to talk about free agency and then the draft, but it makes sense to mix them together here. My hope is that we fix the offensive line through free agency.
Yes.
Okay? The draft, I hope somewhere in second, third, fourth, that's where we're solving. Because look, I love Jacoby Myers. Really humble young man, was really kind to my grandson, always is.
Yep.
But we need speed on the outside.
Yes, and a real number one. We need a real number one.
I would like it to be. I mean, it's not that Trey and DJ don't have speed, but they're also not 6 foot.
No.
You know, give me somebody that can run and is big. I mean, that's what I don't care. Look, man, I'm not saying give me, the next Cliff Branch, but goddamn, give me the next James Jett.
Right.
Because that opens so much up, especially if we're going to be running still with Brock. I mean, Brock and Jacoby are going to eat, right? I expect Michael Mayer to have a better year next year.
Absolutely.
So in the draft, what I want to see is somebody with size and speed.
No, I agree.
Absolutely size and speed. Now, here's the funny thing. One of the guys in chat brought up Mason Graham.
Oh, yeah.
What's messed up to me, picking 6th overall this year feels like picking 13th overall last year when all the quarterbacks were gone, right? Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders. Let's just talk about top 5. Abdul Carter, who I would kill for.
That dude is a monster.
Right? Will Johnson, Mason Graham. There's your 5. There's your top 5. We're picking 6th. Right. I swear to God, man, if we spend the 6th overall pick on a running back.
Oh, I'd lose it. I don't care
how good anybody thinks Ashton Ginty is.
He's not 6.
So I look at those 5 players, and they are hands down the top 5 players in this draft, and we're picking 6th.
I know. Isn't that wild? It's wild.
But since I brought that up, let me just say this too, and you and I have had this discussion that people are like, oh, well, now are you happy that we won those meaningless games at the end?
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. You'll
100%.
never catch me cheering for a loss. That takes up. I understand, that psyche of a fan that wants to do it. Oh, we could get the number 1 overall pick.
Right.
If you're a coach or an owner or a GM, I dare you to walk up to Max Crosby in week 14 of a bad season and say, hey, Max, dial it back. We don't want to win this one. And I dare you to walk out of there without a broken arm.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Yeah, absolutely not.
But
we got a new guy in the building, I think. Luciano Garcia. Hello, Luciano Garcia. You typed it twice. Appreciate you. Thank you for showing up, man. Hope you enjoyed the show. There was one other one that I wanted to bring up here immediate as well. Yes, Raider Dank Vader. Shout out to Raider Dank Vader. Appreciate you for coming through and showing up. Hope you enjoy the show. Mason Graham should be there. I don't know. I think you just heard the top 5. I don't see him getting out of the top 5 either.
I mean, if somebody in the chat, I admitted this last year, I am not a diehard college football fan, right? I'm 53 years old. We got family. We got grandkids. So I have to pick what I'm going to watch sometimes.
Absolutely. 100%.
Right? So I'm not completely dialed in on all the draft prospects, but if there's somebody that you think goes top 5 to bump Mason Graham out, who the hell is it? I don't know.
Yeah. What is that top? I'm just gonna look at the top 25 draft.
So I tell you, what else I'd like to see in the draft? Late round, 6th, 7th. Can we please get a damn fullback?
Hey, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that.
They tried that. We'll just use a tight end as a fullback, and it didn't work. Get a fullback.
I agree. I'm looking at the top college draft picks. I'm trying to top draft. So, yeah, I mean, everybody has Hunter Johnson, Will Johnson, that's right, Abdul Carter, Cam Ward, Mason Graham. They don't even have Shedeur.
Who do they have in place of Shedeur?
They got Shedeur at 9.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so Hunter is at 1. Will Johnson is at 2. Abdul Carter is at 3. Cam Ward is at 4. Mason Graham is at 5. T McMillan, the wide receiver from Arizona, he's at 6.
6'5" dude, right?
Yep. And then Will Campbell is at 7. And then the tackle, Calvin Banks from Texas is at 8. Then Shador comes through. So
if you had the number 1 overall pick, without regard to team need, just best player, who are you taking?
Oh, dang, that's tough. I would have to. You know what? I would have to pick Travis Hunter. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I understand people are they're gonna hit you with the argument of, well, he's not the best on either side, right? I think he's the best athlete in the draft.
Chat, you drop it and answer this question too.
Yes, that's great question.
For me, I take Abdul Carter.
Hey, I know a lot of people that 100%.
I mean, we won't even get close to the guy.
We won't get close.
But it brings up the interesting question: if those top 5 are gone, what do you do?
What do we do?
And because there's no other quarterback that's worth it at 1.6, right? None.
Right.
So if it's me, I think I take that receiver, McMillan.
Right.
And then you go into round 2, and I don't have a strong opinion about anybody else, but is it that kid from Oregon? Is it that kid from Alabama? I don't think so. Is it Jackson Dart? Or is it Gabriel, Milroe, and Dart? But you know what I noticed about a lot of these cats is they're all 6'6'2" at quarterback. Do you know who has the right size? All that?
Yeah.
Will Howard.
Yes.
And he's Chip Kelly's guy.
He is, but
I agree.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
That's
going to be interesting because he's going to be around. He's going to be available.
I'm just saying, if we miss on Shador, if we can't get to Shador or Cam Ward, of the two, I like Cam Ward better personally.
Hey, you're not alone, bro. I know Chris likes Cam Ward better too.
But it's also, if I'm being honest, it's in no small part because I think that if Shador comes here and things don't go well, you got to deal with the Dion circus. And I don't want that. I don't need that in my life.
I don't see that as a negative thing. I mean, I've adored Dion from day one. I don't think his presence causes much of an issue. I mean, I see him for what he is, a dad. Real talk. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see him as Coach Dion when it comes to him and his boys because I know he doesn't want to coach in the NFL. That's a fact. That's just not what he wants to do.
When was the last time we took a quarterback whose dad was heavily involved? Todd Marinovich. How'd that work out?
You got a little PTSD there. Huh? Got a little PTSD. Hey, I get it.
Just so I can say this too, since you talk about adoring Deion Sanders, Deion Sanders was an absolute ball hawk. He was a great cover corner, but that's your best corner right there. That one tackle feature.
You're not going to get me to Kim.
Deion still hasn't tackled anybody. He's in the Hall of Fame, hasn't made one tackle.
I love it. Hey, I'm with you though. I mean, Charles C. Wood is C. Wood, right? Hey, man, I see my guy Brent Beers is in the building. Shout out to Brent, man. Good to see you. Hope you enjoy the show as always. Brent says, I love the running back idea. Take the best running back at 6. I bet they'll have their choice of either. I'd 100% take Hunter at 1. Yeah, I'm not mad at you for that one, man. Lord Rochitas. Shout out to Lord Rochitas. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Can Ward or Abdul Carter at 1? Yeah, I would. I get it. I mean, I don't know about Cam Ward. The problem I have with drafting Cam Ward at 1, he shouldn't be playing his rookie season. Absolutely should not. Right? But I don't know. And that's the beautiful thing about, I think, what'll happen with us is I don't think it matters who we get as a quarterback. He won't be playing. I don't see Tom putting him out there, even if it's Shador.
Who's your bridge?
Yeah. You got me. You got me. I have a favorite. I have an absolute favorite, man, but it's so far off. out there. It's not possible. So who is my realistic bridge quarterback? Again, I said I'd be happy with AOC.
Yeah.
You know, as long as we don't give him a bag, I mean, like a bag is, I would go with Sam Darnold. I would take Sam.
How many years has Sam been in the league?
He's been in the league a while, man, but
How many good seasons has he had?
Man, look where he went to. I mean, every quarterback, every Jets quarterback, that's what they look like. Name the last Jets quarterback that did well. At some point, you got to realize it's not the people, it's the Jets.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's no surprise that all of a sudden he looks great when he's got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, and you know,
and the offensive coordinator and the quarterback coach.
It's not to crap on the guy too bad because hey, he did what he did, right? It's a production business. But here's the thing. Here's why I would hate it. Because you said as long as we don't give him a bag, somebody's giving him the bag.
Right.
It is people are already calling it a historically bad quarterback draft class.
Yes.
And when you look at pending free agents, it's Sam Darnold and who? Nobody.
Yeah, it's not there. That's why it's just quiet.
You know? So I'll tell you what. If we get Cam Ward, I got the bridge for you.
Who is that?
It's not Darnold. It's not because the other thing, Darnold, after last season, he's going to want to go somewhere and be the man, and he's going to want to type the contract that commits them to him for multiple years.
Correct.
This guy, he's older. He's a vet. He's a pro. He could lead the room. He could be good in the room. He won't cost a ton, and he will understand the assignment. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
Jacoby Brissett.
Oh my goodness! Really?
Really? That would be my bridge.
We definitely need a line. Yeah, because he can't move. Right, I'm not going to lie. Watching him up in New England, that was painful. And that's why Drake may have to step in way sooner than later. Right? Let's just keep it a bean. Way sooner than later. So yeah, that's where you are with that. You know what I'm saying?
What are the other options? What am I going to say? Zach Wilson?
I mean, I actually brought that up and I almost got killed. The Raider Syndicate I might have got kicked out of the group for that. They already kicked me out. I don't know if I could even survive saying that one again. But yeah, I
mean, there's really nobody out there, man.
No.
Nobody.
There's nothing. There's nothing out there. There's nothing out there.
Let me ask you then, who would you like to add in free agency?
Jason, it's a pipe dream, right? Trading for Stafford, I mean, how? What are we going to give up, right?
Yeah.
If you're talking about not getting it back, and we know he's there for a couple of years, I mean, are we giving him the Kirk Cousins treatment, giving him a bag for 2 to 3 years? I don't know. I don't know how that goes, man. I mean, I just don't see it being feasible. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we'd have to pay. I don't think the cost.
Yeah, we have too many holes.
Yeah, I don't think the cost is going to go. So if Hunter drops, heck yeah, from Brent Bills. Let's get through some of these chats, man. Raider Foo Chris. Will Howard is ranked really low on the NFL. Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's going to turn out to be what. I mean, maybe if he got Chip Kelly, but it would have to be a get Chip Kelly, and that would be the only person I could see.
Well, I mean, that's the only reason I brought him up. That's Chip Kelly's guy.
Right.
And they just won the national championship. You know, and then you look at measurables, he's not that 6'1" guy, he's 6'5", whatever. I don't want him in the first round. I don't want him in the second round. We picked him in the third. Would I be pissed?
Right.
No, third or fourth, somewhere in there.
Chris for Raiders, no running back at 6. I'm telling y'all right now, if we pick a running back at 6, yeah, that's a problem. That would be a problem. Everybody would lose their mind, man.
People lost their mind when we took Josh Jacobs, and we took him late in the first.
They did, but I mean, hey, some people will say he turned out to be a real one, right?
I love Josh Jacobs, man. I love Josh. Did you see? I'm sorry, we're trying to get through chat. Sorry.
No, keep going. Go ahead.
Did you see his interview that he did where he was finally able to speak on what happened? And he said, he had 8 offers that were better than what the Raiders offered him.
Right.
But he wanted to be a Raider, and he came back and said, hey, if you guys will meet me halfway. And they said, no, we're not interested, right? Thank you, Tom Telesco. And then he said, well, I'll tell you what, if you meet me halfway, but you just build in incentives. That way, if I get it, I get it.
Right.
And if I don't, I don't. You're still at your base.
Right.
And the Raiders said no again.
Yes.
So welcome, John Spytek. We are really big fans of yours.
Exactly. I agree. Tony Shepard, my guy, he wants Fields. He'll take Fields as a I'm not going to hate it.
I wouldn't be mad.
I'm not going to hate it.
I wouldn't be mad.
I'm not going to love it, but I'm not going to hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll put it to you this way. Y'all know how I feel about ALC, and I wouldn't be mad that they got Fields over ALC. And you know ALC is my guy, so I'm not, but I don't love it. You know what I mean? I don't love it. Pigs says Aaron Rodgers. I don't know, man. I mean, it is something that I actually did see earlier. I saw Tom Brady with him. There was a picture, I forgot what it was something they were promoting. But clearly he's out of the Jets. And I know, man, if that were to happen, how awkward is that for your boy, Devontae Adams? You want to talk about awkward, bro? Oh, that would be terrible. That would be terrible.
I mean, the question is, why would Rodgers come to the Raiders?
Right.
The man is, in football years, he's on death's door.
Yes,
right? I mean, this is, he's got, if he even plays next year,
correct,
he's got a year,
correct.
He's not trying to come to a 4-win team.
No, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with you.
Hey, I got one for you, though. Another guy that there's rumors that he gets cut.
Who's that?
And I'll be interested to see what the chat says about this one particularly.
Yeah.
What if the Saints let go of Derek Carr?
Oh, you starting problems now, Scott. Man, you really want to bring that one up, man?
Hey, I'm just saying, there's rumors they're going to let him go.
And
if they do, by the way, they're in the same situation that the Broncos were in with Russell Wilson, where no matter what happens, they're paying him 20, 30 million, 28 million, something like that. So whatever team he signs with, there's the potential that they're not on the hook for very much.
Right.
So would you chat and would you turf? Would you entertain it? Would you do it?
It's a tough one. I might. It just depends. I mean, it's a possibility. I wouldn't be against it. You know what I mean? It's a bridge guy. As long as we are guaranteed. So if we got a car, I'd have to see that 6th pick. We'd either have to trade down, right, and get some value and get a quarterback latest 2nd round, or at 6, pick a quarterback. It's one out of the two. If we were to go the car route, that would just open up so much.
That's so a tough one, isn't it?
Unnecessary, yeah.
That's a tough one. I'm sorry I brought it up. I didn't mean to hurt you.
It's so hard. That's a tough pause. That's a tough situation. Jason Marshall, I'd go to Joe Flacco if I go that route. Meaning, right, with the things we're referring to. Hey, Joe Flacco can still ball. I mean, and again, like you're saying, as a bridge guy for a year or two, I'm not mad at you, Jason. Real talk. I'm not mad at that at all. Not even
one of my guys I had as a low-key bridge guy just signed a 2-year extension today, and that was Andy Dalton.
Yes. Andy's another veteran that you can trust. You know what I mean? You don't have to, you don't have to worry too much, man. You don't have to worry. Mosa Raider is in the building. Shout out to Mosa Raider. I think I've never seen you before. Hope you enjoy the show. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Milroe or Dylan Gabriel? Let one of them battle it out with AOC. Build the rest of the team. The Milroe part, I'm not feeling, but Dylan Gabriel, I'm not mad at it. I know it's considered one of Tom's guys. He likes the cerebral guys, right? That's who he is. And he can help that guy. So I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that, Mosa.
I think my problem with Milroe is that every scouting report you see says incredibly physically talented, but will need to be developed.
He's a long project.
And I remind you, our head coach is 73.
Yes. It's no, you are absolutely right. I don't see it.
No.
I don't see it at all. Oh wow. Christopher Rader says Carr said he wanted to get paid. I can't believe that. Yeah, that's insane. Jason Marshall, Jameis Winston is still hungry. I wouldn't be mad at that. It's just I think Chip Kelly would pull his hair out. He'd be bald after that.
And I don't know that I like Jameis Winston in Las Vegas. Not as a football player, just as a human being. I don't think I like him in Las Vegas. I mean, I like him. I really like him. He's very entertaining.
Right.
And he's talented. And that year he threw 30 touchdowns.
Right.
And 30 interceptions. That's the most hilarious quarterback season I've ever heard of. Yes. But yeah, I don't like him in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be tough, man. It'd be tough. Either way you look at it, it'd be tough. Let's see what else some of these guys have to say.
Dude is made for TV, though. He was brilliant.
Oh, he's
absolutely brilliant.
Made for TV, yeah. Let's go to Brent Beers, man. Seawood was badass. I own that jersey. I'm a Wolverine fan, so I freaking love it when the Raiders selected him. You got to shout out with your boy, man, Chris. He's a diehard Michigan fan.
Absolutely. I mean, when we took Woodson, I mean, just even if you're not a Michigan fan, Woodson was so cold that last year he was in Michigan. Remember him hitting a Heisman pose, and then he came in. And his very first game, if I'm remembering this right, Andre Rison took him to school a little bit.
Right.
For the first half. And then after that first half of his first game, Charles Woodson looked like a vet.
Right.
Like that dude was the truth. Absolutely the truth.
Yes. I agree. No, I agree. Brent Beers again. I know a lot of people that like this, Brent, and you see some of them saying facts, salute. Yep, they like it, but take the best running back. He'll be there at 6. Then select that Jackson Dart in the 2nd. I don't like it because you're gonna get both of them killed. Where's the offensive line at? We have to draft an offensive lineman, guys.
No, we don't.
We don't. You don't think so?
Smith. Take him from that's where you spend your free agency dollars. Because we have enough youth on the line. We have JPJ and DJ Glaze to bring along. Get me some guards.
Those are starters. Those are starters, though, Scott.
Oh,
you have no depth. You have no depth. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right, well, if you're drafting depth players in the first or second round, what are you doing?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But second, I could see picking up the best lineman in the second round if we go quarterback in the first. Mm-hmm. I think that makes sense. And then we still need to get him a weapon. So third round, that might be a wide receiver. I don't know. I'm just clearly this is all speculation.
From what I've looked at, I did a little bit of work, before I came on. And from what I've looked at, there aren't a whole lot of interior offensive linemen that are projected to go first and second round. Right. So for me, I wouldn't do Genty. I wouldn't do the running back at 6. I'd do McMillan. I would
absolutely do McMillan. I'm a firm believer in history repeats itself. The last time we picked a wide receiver at number 6, guess who that was? His name just so happened to be Tim Brown. So if we can get that same karma all day, I'll take him every day of the week, twice on Sundays.
But I'm seeing a lot of interior guards projected, and cue up the video of Jim Irsay saying, "Who the hell is Mel Kiper?" I see a lot of even the top-rated guards,
right,
are projected third round.
Yeah.
So to your point that hey, you get that guard, that depth guy that you can get that in the 4th round. So we got four picks in the first 3 rounds. If we went McMillan, Dart with the first 2, I'd be okay with that. And then if we use one of the thirds on a running back, Cam Scatabo, whatever his name is, right? Everybody made noise about him late in the year. He's projected to be there in the 3rd.
I'll be there in my 5th.
I don't know.
I'm trust me.
I don't know the
Look,
kid.
I told you guys, look, I'm not saying I'm always right just because it's running backs, but I'm just telling y'all you need to slow your roll. It's no different than the kid that we had when it came to New Hampshire, man. I mean, I'm not saying it's near as bad, right? He's no Lowby by any means. But with that being said, he's nowhere close to no Janty. He's nowhere close to the running backs from Ohio State. He's nowhere close to Love from Notre Dame. He's nowhere close to, I can keep going down. He's nowhere close to the kid from North Carolina. I mean, this running back crew is outrageous. I mean, there's like 10 dudes that run 4.3s. There are like 10 running backs that run 4.3s.
And that's why you don't go high with them. But here's the thing. Here's the other thing. We say that every year. What round did Nick Chubb go in?
Yes.
4th?
Bro,
Went at 4th?
I've been saying that running backs are a dime a dozen. It's not my fault that we didn't pick the right one. Right.
Sometimes you get the special one. Saquon is special.
Yes.
You saw what he just did. Right? We just came from the offseason of, you don't pay running backs. Well, you know what? The Eagles are glad they did.
Right.
But is Genty that guy? Is he Saquon?
Right.
Or that level?
Right.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I agree. Raider Paul snuck up in the building. What's up, my guy? It's been a while, man. Glad to see you coming through, man. Hope you enjoyed the show. Yeah, I know. Car is trash. I know Chris had a good one for you, man. Hold on, Chris. I wanted to make sure I posted this one because it was hilarious. Man, don't tell me I can't find it now. Oh, yeah, here we go. Chris for Raiders. Scott about to be kicked out of the nation. Car. I agree. You noticed I had the slow mo roll. I'm looking over my shoulder. This Raiders coming out of everywhere.
For the record, Chris, I wouldn't do it. And I don't hate Derek Carr. Right. I just think that ship has sailed. As soon as he retires, I will welcome him back with once a Raider, always a Raider. I can't wait until he gets to light the torch. But no, I wouldn't do it. But it is an interesting talking point.
Carter Bowers be lit. Jason, you trying to get kicked out too, man. Y'all must not have been Raiders fans for long with this Carr thing, because talk about dividing a team. I thought that's probably been the largest we've ever been divided.
Yeah.
I can't even think of another time.
And it's hard for me sometimes to wrap my mind around why it was so divided, because he was a 9-year starter and he was a homegrown talent.
Yes.
Right? Went to Fresno State.
He was ours.
We drafted him, started 9 years, took us to the playoffs, not nearly enough. But put up great numbers, right? He's got several Raider records, partially due to longevity, but and was off the field as nice a guy as you could want. He was when all that shit went down. Pardon me,
it's all good.
This time. But when all that stuff went down with Gruden and Ruggs, he was a great face of the franchise.
He was.
I understand why we had to move on from him. If you've been a starter 9 years, you can't get us anywhere. You don't get a 10th bite at the apple. I'm not upset about that.
Correct.
But I don't understand why he is such a polarizing guy.
Yeah. I don't understand it either. I don't know why he himself. Yeah, it didn't make sense to me. It was. I mean, you love him or you hate him, or you like him or you don't. I don't know why it was such a driving, you know what I mean, force like you're saying. Didn't make sense. Brent says Geno had a great year. And behind that, shout out to Angelo, if I didn't say it already. Don't be surprised if a trade happens for Geno Smith, DK Metcalf to come to the Raiders. So there's your next quarterback. I don't think that's a bad take by any means, and it wouldn't shock me. It's somebody. What have I been saying? You want somebody you're comfortable with, you can trust. I'm pretty sure Geno Smith is trusted by Pete Carroll, right? You don't think so?
Just so I'm clear,
Yeah.
the proposition was that we're trading, and in return for the trade, we're getting Geno Smith and DK Metcalf. What are we giving up?
Yeah, that's a good question. Where you at, Angelo? What we giving up, Raider trade?
I'll tell you what.
Because that's a lot you taking. DK Metcalf alone that's a problem. That's a bona fide number one. That's a number one.
Yeah, let's just go back to the early one. I'll give him Zamir White, a ham sandwich, Diet Coke.
I love it. I love it. Ah, man, Dalton just signed an extension with Carolina. You know what, Chris? You brought up something earlier, too, and I don't think I can get back to it. You said something about Phillips. We signed a wide receiver, Phillips, today. Does anybody know who he's talking about, who he's referring to? Somebody?
Yeah, he's a Chip Kelly guy. I think he was a former second-round pick. He's like a 5-year guy.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong about that, but he's like a 5-year guy, played with the Titans, yeah.
I know you're talking about. Yeah. I like it. It. He knows the offense.
Exactly.
Yeah, he knows the offense. So that's where we are with that. EC Everett is in the building. Shout out to EC. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Milroe should move to running back. That's probably the best thing I've heard about Milroe since anybody. I'm going to just keep it a bean. You just won the internet, EC. I think it would be the smartest thing for him as well. He's big. He can take the punishment, pause. I don't know what this – I don't think Milroe is a quarterback in the NFL. I just don't.
You don't think he can develop that way?
I don't think.
There's history that says – I remember it was a couple years ago, there was a quarterback prospect who they said had all the talent in the world, but he was rough, he was raw, he needed to be impolite, whatever. I was in love with this guy. Yeah. 100%. I wanted the Raiders to draft this guy. And you don't really hear about him because he never really has done anything, at least yet. And that guy was Hendon Hooker out of Tennessee.
Yes. That, a lot of people was praying that not only will we get Hooker, but Ben Johnson along with him. Yeah. I didn't see it. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. Some people love him. Pigs. Maybe Taysom Hill. I don't think so because I think he's going to go to our arch nemesis. He's going to the Donkeys, man. That's Peyton's guy, right? Yeah. They're definitely letting him go. They're not paying him. I think he's $17 million against the cap. So there's no question he's going. Bye-bye. 100%. But, yeah. I wish because he's a Swiss Army knife. Again, I mean, I'd even take Taysom Hill as a bridge guy. Seriously, there's really not much out there, ladies and gentlemen. There's just not much out there, man.
That's why I'm telling you, Darnold is going to get paid.
Yes. Shout out to Billy Davis. What's cracking, Billy D? Glad you could show up. Hope you enjoy the show as always. Sanders will be a Raider. I don't disagree. I think Shedeur Sanders falls to us at 6 and we take him. And I think he will get help at either lineman or wide receiver with the second pick. Accordingly. That's what my guess is. That's what I think happens there. Right?
I don't hate Shedeur. I like Cam better.
Right.
And I like talking shit about Dion. I like talking shit about Dion.
Oh, dang, baby. We got Charles Wilson. See what?
We come out of there with Shedeur Sanders. Coming out of the first round with Shedeur Sanders. I'm a happy guy that day.
Yeah.
I'm a really happy guy that day.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Jason Marshall, Najee Harris, and kid from Tennessee, Sampson would be a nice combo. Yeah. A lot of people like Najee. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a big fan. I'm just not a big fan. I think he's productive. I think his numbers speak for themselves. I think. I'm not going to lie. I just don't like his game. It's not I don't know what it is. Maybe he stole my lunch money. I don't know, but not for some reason. I don't know, and I don't know how long he's gonna last at Pitt, right? Because that kid behind him, I like better. Warren, I believe. Is it Warren, the kid behind Najee Harris? That's at Pitt. Yeah. Somebody let me know because that's.
I know that I disagree with you. I like Najee Harris, and I especially like him when you think back of those Super Bowl winning Legion of Boom era,
right?
Pete Carroll offenses. They had Marshawn Lynch.
Yes,
he's a pounder.
Yes, 100%. Right.
That's what Najee does.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I would love. Believe me. I was raised on the same teams you were. I would love to see another Napoleon Kaufman, a 4.26 40 guy that just gets out to the boundary and takes 75 yards to the house. I love that. But if you look at what Pete Carroll did with the Hawks, especially when he was most successful, it was not the Kaufman type. It was the Wheatley type.
Yep.
And that's what I think Najee fits.
Yeah, I agree. And that's, I think, again, that you named another running back, just for whatever reason. It honestly could be, it's more my style.
Yeah.
Meaning literally how I ran the ball. I'm more of a bruiser. Yeah, I wasn't a slasher. Right. That's why I always explain to people Marcus Allen is my favorite running back, but I didn't run like him in any way, shape, or form. It's just completely, you know what I mean? Different styles, exactly. But yeah, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm learning something about myself, and I don't like myself in that respect. So running backs that have my running style, I guess I don't like. I don't know, probably jealousy. Who knows? Just being honest though, man. It's I don't know why I don't vibe with Najee Harris. So, but yeah, Chris, this is the biggest running back class I have seen. I have seen ever. There's 10 running backs that are legitimate running backs that run 4.3s.
I want one of them.
Draft. Might be more than 10. And that's 4.3s. I ain't even talking about the ones that run low 4.4s. Sub 4s. Like, it's crazy. We just need to pick the right one. You know what I mean? We haven't been picking the right ones. You know what I mean?
No. Oh, no. We picked the right running back.
Right, we did. And Josh Jacobs. We did, and Josh Jacobs, we picked the right one. So I agree. Pigs. Zabel is an OT that is slated to start at guard who has position flexibility. He's first round talent. Where is he from? Will he be there for second round? And that's one of those things, right? Like JPJ. We got JPJ in the second round, right? Mm-hmm. Or no, third round. If he can fall that far and we can get him, we need offensive line talent. And that's why I'm saying I don't even care if it's a tackle or a guard. You know, and to be honest, we need somebody to back up JPJ too. We need somebody.
We have Andre James, Turf.
I hate Andre James. I can't stand Andre James. I'm such a hater. With him. I don't know. I don't know what. No, he just gets pushed around too much, man. He gets bullied. Andre James gets bullied.
I used to defend him quite a lot because in interviews, when I just shook hands with him, whatever, nice guy. I always love rooting. We're Raider fans. We root for the underdogs. He's an undrafted free agent. But last year it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
Yep.
I like Andre James. I told you, this about me, man. I'm a fan of the players. I've said this straight up.
Absolutely, of course.
I like Andre James, but if it doesn't work out for another year with us, like I wouldn't be pissed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, can I share a heartwarming story with you guys?
Yes, absolutely. I got one thing to say, though. That, Raider transplant, right? Remember we were asking what we're going to give up. So he said probably not giving up more than a third this year and a fourth next year at most. Keep in mind, DK Metcalf wants to leave, and his salary Seattle wants to get rid of, and they're not renewing Geno anyway. Wow, I didn't know about that. I thought Geno. So who's their quarterback? Who did they pick? I had no idea they had a backup that they were looking to, refine and
The last I heard, the Seahawks coach said Geno is our quarterback.
yeah, that's where I was. Yeah,
I heard.
I'm confused on that one, Angelo.
I'm gonna tell you what though, if it's a third next year and a fourth next year, give me Geno and DK.
Oh, okay. I'll do that trade twice.
They call you and they go, "Hey, give us a third and a fourth next year." You go, "Done."
I'll give him an extra mil on top.
Seriously,
bro, you're getting the number one wide receiver and a reasonable quarterback. I'll take it any day of the week.
Imagine DK on one side, Jacoby on the other side. You got Trey and DJ in the middle. You got Brock Bowers.
Oh my God, you got all the tight ends. Still Mayer, still Bryant.
Yeah, you do that in a heartbeat, bro.
Game over.
Like that, but I'm gonna be honest with you. That sounds like some Madden shit.
Exactly, and that is where I could see us being. And see Turf getting over optimistic all over. See, there you go, Scott. I'm back at it. But I ain't gonna lie, if that were to happen, that's crazy.
100%.
That flips the game upside
100%.
down. It really flips the game upside down. But go ahead, you were going to share a story.
Oh, yeah. So there's heartwarming story. So not last season, the season before, our opening day game was against the Broncos in Denver. Right. And so Cammy and I go up, we take our grandson, and we go to the Saturday night festivities up there at 5280 Sports Bar, who were wonderful. But when we walk in and we hang a left because that's where the bar is and we want to drink. So we get ourselves a drink and we just kind of work our way around the room. Well, unbeknownst to us, in the right corner over here, Kenny King's got a table set up.
Ooh, okay, right? Yeah.
So we're coming around and, we get stopped, whatever. Well, Kenny King comes out from behind his table, walks up, taps me on the shoulder and says, "Hey, when you guys get a chance, if it's okay, my daughter would love to get a picture with you."
Right.
We're like, "Yeah, of course. So we get over there, we take the picture with them. He takes a picture with us, but we also know that he's there, as a guest. So we put down the money. We get the autographed picture for our grandson, and then Cammy and our grandson head this way. I go this way, I think, to get another drink. Right. While I'm getting another drink, Mr. Kenny King comes out from behind his table again, and he comes and finds our grandson. Right. And he hands him an autographed football card. And he says, "Hey, I just wanted you to have this." Right? Yeah. Now, that's chapter 1. Okay? Chapter 2, last offseason. Cammy and I are invited to a big Raider Booster Club party down in Dallas. Shout out Oso Raider, by the way. Heal up, brother. Do your physical therapy. But at the last minute, some stuff came up with business. Cammy couldn't go. I end up taking my grandson. Yeah. Well, who else is going to be there but Kenny King?
Wow.
Right? Now, in the interim, we had a thing where whenever our grandson meets a Raider legend, we come back and we look at his highlights on YouTube. That way he has an appreciation for who we just met. So when we did that and he saw all of Kenny King's highlights, next thing you know, the next time we went to the Raider Image, he wanted a custom Kenny King jersey.
Yeah.
Later that year, Kenny King lit the Al Davis flame while my grandson was in the crowd wearing his Kenny King jersey. This is a big deal. So we go to this club in Dallas. We go to their thing. My grandson and I get there a little bit early because I've never gone to one before. So I don't, so we just said, we'll just be early. But as we sit there a little bit, Kenny King comes walking in. Mm-hmm. And he walks over and he starts setting up his table. And immediately, my grandson looks dejected, absolutely dejected.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Dude, what's wrong?" And bear in mind, he had just barely turned 9.
Right.
And I'm like, "Hey, what's wrong, buddy?" And he looks at me and he goes, like real sad. He goes, "Kenny King didn't remember me." right?
Yeah.
And I go, oh man. So I'm trying to pump him up and go, hey, let's just go over. He's got his jersey with him,
Right.
to have Mr. King sign it.
Right.
And he doesn't want to. He's sad because this guy does that. Even though my grandson was born decades after Mr. King stopped playing, he's
Right.
still through that interaction and those highlights a hero to him.
Right.
So I go over. And I say, hey, Mr. King, what's going on? I said, I don't know if you remember, but we met you in Denver last year.
Right.
And he goes, no, I remember. And I said, well, that's my grandson over there. I said, he's feeling a little shy. And he goes, oh, yeah, I gave him a card.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And I said, I'm glad you said that because he's sitting over there all sad because he thinks that you didn't remember him.
Right.
And he goes, man, go get that boy. So I went and got him.
Yeah.
And as I'm walking up, I don't have to say anything. Kenny King starts with, not talking to me, talking to my grandson. He goes,
right.
Hey, what'd you ever do with that card I gave you? And
Right.
just engaged him in this conversation and let him know that he was remembered and that he was seen and that he was.
Right.
And then he autographed his jersey, had probably a 5-minute conversation with him. And it's absolutely my favorite meeting a player, meeting an alumni story,
Right.
because Mr. King did not have to do that. And he really did go, yeah, I gave him a card. He didn't have to do that. He made that boy feel so special and
Right.
so seen. And the reason I tell that story is, one, obviously, to give Mr. King his flowers, because that
Right.
was really special of him.
Absolutely.
But two, also to encourage anybody that is listening to this that lives within an area where they can. When you see your Raider legends are having a signing or making an appearance, go see them, because Mr. King was absolutely amazing, but so was Lester Hayes. So
All
is
of them.
Feliciano.
All of them.
They really are. So I encourage every one of you, if you have a chance, usually they're out there supporting something. Lester Hayes is out all the time supporting children's hospitals.
Right.
Go spend the $15 to have a 10-minute conversation with one of your childhood heroes and come away with an autographed picture. Go support their causes. You will never be disappointed in a Raider. You will never be disappointed in a Raider. So
I agree, man.
just throw that out there.
Excellent story. Perfect way to roll up out of this set. We've been on for probably 3.5 hours, but 2 hours, that we're good. Well, actually, it was all good. It's just for the audience, unfortunately.
Is the.
Hey, this dude, you are seriously, honestly, one of my favorite people to talk to. I'm not just saying that.
Likewise, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean, but it's likewise, Darren. I remember the first time you ever asked me to do this, and I was just like, "Yes, this is a friend of mine asking me to come on." I love talking football with you. As just in general, we don't even have to be talking football. We go out for dinner, go out for a drink, whatever it is we need to do. You are guys in the chat. Just so you know, he comes across as very likable on camera. That's him. He's that guy. If you ever see him, dap him up. It's a pleasure to know you and to call you a friend, brother.
I appreciate that, man. It's likewise, like you said, ditto. One last thing, because I know this guy is going to kill me if I don't. Shout out the Raider transplant, Angelo. Oh, this ain't the one, but this is another one. Brent Beers. Gino is in his final year, and there's a cap penalty of $44 million. Oh, wow. Don't be surprised if Seattle drafts quarterback in the first. Don't believe the hype of them keeping Gino. Oh, wow. Well, I didn't know about that. All right, $44 million is a problem. He's not a $44 million quarterback. I can admit that.
No.
So that's a problem. I didn't know about that. But last but not least, I promise y'all, I am heading in this direction. We are absolutely going to get it started. Are you a boxing fan, Scott?
I'm a UFC fan.
Okay. Well, with Angelo, you're still in our lane. We're both. But boxing is that love, man.
I grew up a boxing fan. Right. And there was a certain time in like the late 90s, early 2000s where it just, this is when, you remember when Merciless Ray Mercer, the microphones picked up He's in the 4th round getting his ass kicked by some nobody, and the microphones picked up him saying, "Hey, I'll give you 10G to take a dive now." Do you remember when that kid Ruiz had to beat Evander Holyfield more than once? It was kind of that time where I went, okay, I can't watch this because it makes me too angry. And then I started watching mixed martial arts. But grew up a boxing fan.
Yeah.
Sugar Ray Leonard still hasn't beat Marvin Hagler.
I love it.
From those lower weight classes, everybody talks about De La Hoya during that day. Tito Trinidad was the man.
Hey, I love me some Tito. Like, I love Tito.
I'm familiar, right? I grew up on it, but I couldn't speak intelligently about the current state of it.
Right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard it from the horse's mouth, if you will. That's why I've created a channel that we haven't started yet. And it's going to be boxing, all boxing, nothing but boxing. You are going to be drawn back into the beautiful sport. Turkey Al-Sheikh is making things happen. And Angelo and I can't wait, man. So before you end, Turf, are we updating everyone on the Super Bowl of boxing? Only $25 on one of your shows this week. Do a watch party on Saturday, 9 a.m. Start 7 hours boxing. And it is a big card, especially for $25 bucks. You can't beat it. You absolutely cannot beat it. Scott needs to get caught up and know how boxing is great now. I agree. We're going to that's the beauty of this. And Angelo, we're going to get everybody caught up. I promise y'all, we're going to get it caught up. I got everything set up. It's just a matter of me getting through the gymnastics season, right, with the travel, etc. But I'm actually ready to start that ASAP. Chris for Raiders, first and foremost, the Raiders alumni is the best alumni in the world. Mm-hmm. I agree. Tenfold. I agree 100%. 100%. And last but not least, because Chris is my guy, man. Chris for Raiders, he says, wish you could come on my show once. That's to you, Scott, bro.
To me?
And I would love it because I think you're absolutely going to love talking to Chris for Raiders as well. Don't worry about it, Chris. I got you. We're going to link you guys up, man, because that'll be a show I'm absolutely glued to. Chris has got it, man. He's also got the gift of God. This is Chris for Raiders, not, PTS. Not sure if y'all have met like that yet, but don't worry. I'm getting you two together.
What it comes down to me is that I love the Raiders and I love talking about the Raiders. So yeah, dude, hit me up anytime.
Yep, absolutely. So with that, this is an extended show of the Ultimate Raider Fan 32, man. And Scott, once again, man, I thank you. Can't wait to have you on again. I know it's going to be a blast. And until that first, preseason season game when I see you and Cammy and the grandson, mm-hmm. it'll be back to normal, right?
Absolutely.
I'll be back to normal again.
Absolutely, brother.
All right, man. Well, God.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Absolutely. Until the next time, Turf is out. Peace.
Let's go, baby. We all the way on the fourth row, baby. You look good in that silver and black. Talk about the game, so I'll be handing out cards and everything. I'll be at every Raider game. So.